Welcome to the Weekend Warriors Fishing Podcast, presented by 13 Fishing Canada. Make your own luck. We're here to scratch that angling itch and talk everything fishing. Join us as we sit down with special guests from across the industry. Now, here's your hosts, Logan Lewis
and Jesse Cadrain.
What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Weekend Warriors Fishing Podcast. This is episode 111, the final one before the 2026 March Madness Classic begins. You're going to want to stay tuned to the end of this one as we will be doing the live draw for the early bird prize winner. So if you're watching the video version, I'll hop over to another tab here on the computer and we will see who won that. And if you're just listening, I guess you'll be hoping to hear your name there. But yeah, definitely stay tuned to the end for this one. We're going to go over some prizing updates, some kind of tips for entries, everything like that, and then get into some of the last year's results. And Jesse maybe has some opinions on what he thinks how this year is going to go with that, and we'll get into that. And then, yeah, close her up with the early bird prizing. But before we get into that, I want to see how Jesse's doing, and then get into our sponsors quickly. How's it going?
Hey, Logan, I'm doing good, man. Had a successful trip down to Pennsylvania this last week. I was down there working a convention booth for my New Zealand boss. Didn't sell any stag hunts, but talked to some really good people. Met some really solid dudes, some other outfitters, and made some good connections that way. And did some fly fishing down there. Grinded. I fished for 2 days and didn't catch anything, but I still had a good time. Had a lot of fun. And I'm excited to be back and do some ice fishing. Gonna go hard in March, and I'm already prepped up. We're recording this on Tuesday, the 3rd.
Yeah.
And all prepped up, ready to spend a week out there, and look forward to catching up with you here next weekend. But we can talk about that later. And man, how are you doing? I always forget to ask that after you ask me how I'm doing.
You just get right into it.
We just go. So how you doing, Logan?
Not too bad, not bad. I went some fishing last weekend on Saturday, made some bacon, so that was nice. I was up pretty late the night before, so didn't really feel like going out fishing that day, and then got out Sunday for a little bit, more of just an excursion with the dog and trying to get her ready because she'll be with us for at least one day this weekend here, and kind of wanted to see how that was going to go and everything. So, no, it's been not bad. And, yeah, definitely looking forward to getting out on the ice and putting some hours in here, even though just being the organizer of the tournaments and everything, I still like to – we were talking about this before recording. I like to at least enter one of each species is kind of the plan, but I do like to try and compete for sure in the pike and burbot categories, and then – walleye if I get lucky kind of thing, but that's more of a time commitment I find for the walleye. So
sure,
no complaints on this end. I don't have the glasses on this episode, so I'm in a happy mood here. We'll hopefully don't have to pull them out in the update episodes that we'll be doing one basically before every weekend of the tournament here to kind of get an update on what was for the week before. And so no glasses today, took them off, and it scared the people, though. Got quite a few messages about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Why are you wearing glasses? It's like, well, you don't want me to be wearing those.
Yeah, we're going to be laying down the law when the glasses come out.
Yeah. No, that's the plan. But yeah, kind of just this is going to be a quick one. Get into lots of the info, some updates since 2 weeks ago. Things have changed a lot as far as the number of participants and everything coming in. So want to get that update out. I might even put this one out early on Thursday or something since the tournament starts Saturday. If I get this out a day or two before the tournament goes, and kind of go from there. So we'll see how Logan in the future does editing this to get it up and on Thursday maybe. So
I'm sure you'd be just fine.
Before we get into the episode, obviously got to mention the sponsors here quick. We've got 13 Fishing Canada behind me. If you're watching, you can head over to the Rapala Canada website, use the code Weekend Warriors, and save yourself 15% off the entire website, whether it's a new auger you want, new rod, new reel, some baits, all that good stuff. You can save yourself 15% off using the code Weekend Warriors. Huge shout out to them for sponsoring all the prizing on the youth side. It's about $1,800 in product prizing that's going to be going to the youth. And this year, we mentioned on the episode before, a little different. You're going to create an account. If you win, the product money will get deposited into your account, so you have a credit, and then you can order whatever you want. So it's not just a random prize package this year. You're going to be able to order what you want. So kind of cool with that. So big thanks to them. That'd be Strike Master, Rapala, and 13 for sponsoring the youth leaderboards. Next up, Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation. We're going to get into some of the master angler numbers from last year later on in the episode here. So huge thanks to them for sponsoring the show. Go and get your memberships today. It's a great time of year to do it. Reap the rewards of that membership all year long and be entering your fish into the Master Angler program as well. I've got a perch actually to enter, 13-inch perch that I was pretty jacked about. I've been trying to get that one for a little bit and got lucky on an exploration trip for it. So yeah, big thanks to Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation for sponsoring the show. Next up, Lac La Marde Adventures. A little bit different from the tournament here, but huge thanks to them for coming on this year and sponsoring the show. I'm sure Jesse's going to be enjoying the ice fishing, but I know you're probably looking forward to heading up there and getting things rolling. And kind of, I know you're dealing with things in the background there too, and being one of the head guides and all that too with getting this year lined up. But yeah, big thanks to them for sponsoring the show. Head over to the website, make an inquiry, find out what dates are available. I don't really think there's any bad dates to go.
It's true. Just get up there.
It just depends on the kind of fishing you want to do. Spring seems to be more bays for pike, and the trout can be anywhere. You get into middle of summer. Some of the videos that you have and that Zach's had of fishing some of those weed beds with how clear the water is there, it looks awesome.
It's phenomenal. Yeah, the pike is pretty much good all year, and I guess the lake trout is kind of your determining factor on how you want to be catching them.
Yeah, for sure. So, I'm always interested in the spawn, so that'd be another good time of year to get up there in the fall. But big thanks to Lac La Marde Adventures for coming on as a sponsor this year. Lastly, over my right shoulder here, we've got Angler's Edge Mapping. Big thanks to them for coming on this year and sponsoring the show. And they also are sponsoring a prize in the March Madness Classic this year with, I think you could get this print actually, this is a huge one. It's massive behind me.
Yeah, it's like a 3 by 4 foot print, isn't it? It's freaking big.
Yeah, I would think so. About that size. And the Angler's Edge prize for the Madness Classic is up to $300 value for one of their prints. So they're awesome.
Yeah. They're aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, I actually hung one up as a joke. It's I don't know if it includes 2 lakes or if it's just one. It's one of the lakes in Duck Mountains, and I had a fun trip there, and it was just a little one, so I got that one too, and I hung it upstairs in our house here in the living room. And my fiance, she was like, "That's not staying there," and it's been there for about 2 years now. So, it's aesthetically pleasing enough, and that one's just a little one too. But yeah, big thanks to Angler's Edge Mapping for coming on and sponsoring the show this year. I think that kind of wraps up all the sponsors into that, and it kind of get into some of the meat and potatoes of this episode, eh?
The meat and potatoes, Logan. That is what we like as a Saskatchewan farm boy diet. Meat and potatoes.
Yeah. No, that's I think we get right into some of the prizing updates. Yeah, I kind of wanted to go over that. We've had a little bit additions since the last one, and wanted to make sure that everyone got the thanks that they deserve for sponsoring this year with prizing, and some similar to last year, and then some new ones this year. So first off, Kyle Kalbeck with North Country Outdoor Adventures. He's sponsoring again this year, same thing as last year. The closest to a 32-inch burbot. First one to that is going to win a day of fishing in the Yukon. So you got to find your way up there, all that. But Kyle will have you guided for a day up there. It can be a winter trip, it can be a river trip, it can be a lake trip. It's totally up to you. This year there is a 1-year time limit to use it, so kind of keep that in mind. But awesome prize it's like a couple hour flight from Edmonton, I think, to get up there, like 2-hour flight. And
or you guy could drive too, right? If you're looking to take a week kind of vacation and head up to Alaska, you're right along the Alaska highway heading up there. So it works out just peachy keen. Gives you an excuse to go see some remote parts of Canada and up into the States, and gets you up north, and Kyle will put you on some fish and have a good time. Maybe even take you down to his favorite watering hole down in Whitehorse after. Who knows?
He would know where that would be.
Oh, he's got some hot spots. I'm sure he knows where the cheapest Pilsner is.
Yeah. Well, he's a Saskatchewan boy.
Yeah.
He's transplanted up there. So
yeah, that's right.
yeah. No, that's good stuff there. We already mentioned behind me here, Angler's Edge Mapping. They've come on, and map of choice up to $299, $300. And that's going to be by random draw. So literally you enter the tournament and you can win that one.
Sweet.
So that one's pretty sweet there. Next up is Bite Right Lures. Once again this year, they've got 4 $50 swag and lure packages to be won by random draw, or we'll also be having some hidden lengths as well.
Ooh, they're doing a bit of both.
In the leaderboards. Yeah, kind of with either of these packages, we'll be doing that. So I'll be figuring that out. There's another set of 4 packages to be won too. So
awesome.
It's kind of fun to add in some hidden lengths. That way people are still entering the fish. And I know you're going for smallest pike this year, but literally any fish you enter could be ended up being a winning fish with the hidden length, right? So
that's awesome.
Yeah, big thanks to Travis and the boys at Bite Right Lures for sponsoring that prize. Next up, the other package of prizes here from Lexi's Lures. That's going to be 4 $50 lure packages as well to be won by random draw or hidden length. So same thing there. You just got to enter the tournament and you could be winning a $50 lure package. So that would be pretty sweet. I kind of like getting lots of these lure packages that like over the years, because you never know what's going to come in. It's kind of was the fun part about those kind of mystery tackle box things.
Yeah.
Lots of it didn't apply to us up here because there's not much for bass around us, but it was always kind of cool to see what was going to come there because it was not something you would necessarily buy. But if you're on a hot bite, it's kind of fun to just throw something random on and see if that's going to work too. So
for sure.
Yeah. Not that these would obviously be more.
These are tested and proven.
Well, that too, but they're also more for around here, which is nice too. To actually get used and
locally crafted.
Yeah, exactly. And then new for this year is Paradise Bay Wilderness Camp. They've put up an awesome package of 2 full days of fishing for 2 people. This is pretty sweet. This is something that myself and Jesse would like too, because this is a kind of do-it-yourself camp. A little different in that sense. They're going to be providing the facilities and the boat and fuel. You're responsible for bringing up your own food, beverages, whatnot, and they'll also obviously be giving you some of the honey holes, some of the hot spots to hit up, and kind of tell you where would be some good places to go. But that's pretty huge prize there. It's on part of the Churchill, which I mean, tons of up there's on the Churchill. It's pretty big watershed there. But no, that's a pretty sweet prize.
That's up on Churchill River, Churchill Lake. Like
it's part of the Churchill River system, I believe. Yeah. But no, that's an awesome prize there. And very thankful for all the prizes that came through this year. Mm-hmm. It definitely makes it. I quite enjoy having prizes out. Like obviously the top 3 for each category, and the Grand Slam is nice. But I think it's pretty fun to have all the other prizing in there too. That literally anyone can win. I guess I should mention that Paradise one is for the first one or closest to a 30-inch walleye. So that one is tougher to get. But yeah, that's the important part. That's how you win that one. It's going to be the same thing with the burbot. It's the first one to get right on that number, or if no one hits the number exactly, it's the first one to be the closest quarter inch away from that. Yeah. Okay, we're not going to be going into the photos and being like, this one is a hair closer to. It's just going to be whatever with the measurement there. So that's
big thanks to those sponsors and the prize categories and the random draws, because that really helps encourage more people to enter this tournament and have a fair shot at some wicked prizing and some good swag and good lures and awesome fishing trips potentially. So.
Yeah, and mentioning the swag there too, rounding the whole thing out, Stock Fishing Gear is the presenting sponsor of the March Madness Classic, so they're going to be doing the same thing as last year with providing, I think it was a toque, and they might be doing toque or hat this year. I can't totally remember, but they'll be doing some swag for each winner in the category. So first, second, third for those ones.
Nice.
So lots of swag merch going around. So big thanks to them for coming on, being the presenting sponsor of the Classic, and for giving those prizes. So that's kind of the updates wanted to give there. Give everyone their cookies for helping out and making all these prizes a possibility. The one thing is I sent out a text today to anyone who had fished it last year just to see if they're interested. But as of the recording today, the cash prize pool has already grown to $4,000, and the product prize pool is up to $5,000. So we're already at $9,000 in value, and as more people enter, it's just going to continue to grow. We're already at way more than we were this time last year.
Yeah, we're at 74 today.
Yeah,
73,
I think,
74?
around that, and yeah, we had 59 people entered as part of the early bird prize, which was registering before March 1st. And that's big there too, because right around that 59.60 is where the break even is for things to start growing as far as the prize pool. So that's pretty sweet there, which is also different for this year. It's going to be growing the Grand Slam prize too, now that we've hit that threshold basically. So it's all gravy from here. Every entry from there just keeps growing that prize pool, because we've mentioned it before, but all of the registration fees go back into the prizing. There's no one's keeping anything. There is obviously some fees per angler to host, to be able to do this on Fish Donkey that they take, but other than that, it's all going right back into the pot. So something that apparently is different than other tournaments that I wasn't aware of when I started doing that. But hey, I think it's sweet when you get to grow the pot like that. So
yeah, absolutely.
All good there. What do we want to go into here next?
Well, I think maybe we'll transfer over to just a few things that might help some people when they're entering their fish, and get into what we're looking for as the judges as far as entries go into this tournament. So like we said it in the last podcast, but we should say it again. We're going to impose a 1/2-inch penalty on any walleye entry with a open mouth. So do your best, get that mouth closed, get it up tight to the bump board, and still get that fish in a full video or photo on the bump. If your bump board has a fold in the middle, make sure that your fold is flat and on a flat surface, whether it's the tailgate of your truck, on the ice. But be careful if you're on a snowbank or in a little bit of soft snow, because a little bit of sinking and wedging, and if your bump board V's a little bit, if we can see that, I mean, you shouldn't be doing it trying to get away with an extra 1/4 inch, but if we can see a fold in your bump board or some, can tell you're not on a flat surface if you're V'd a little bit on your folding bump board, we're going to have to Logan's going to have to put his glasses on, so...
Yeah, I don't want to put the glasses on. And this, I mean, all of these things too, it's, if I was listening, I don't really think of ways of trying to cheat. So I'm being like, how come they're covering all this stuff, right? And so for a lot of people, this is kind of, I wouldn't even think to do that. But and sometimes it is honest mistake, but obviously I know lots of the bump boards, especially if you're measuring big pike on them, they are a folding of some sort. So yeah, try and make sure that fold is is flat there. It's just like the main thing is obviously trying to have people, like the sportsmanship, the spirit of the rule, all of that. Obviously when there's money involved, things change, but luckily this isn't like a huge money tournament like some of those summer walleye tournaments and stuff like that. But that's just kind of some of the things we like to mention there. The mouth closed or mouth open is a tough one. You kind of want to, as a judge, say it's more to get rid of the egregious ones, but then everyone's definition of a mouth being open egregiously is different too. So I mean, there's so many ways it can go. So please try and do your best to have that mouth closed. One of the other important things is the picture of you with the fish. If you're fishing solo, whatnot, like you don't have to. I don't think there's a timer function or anything on the Fish Donkey app, so you don't have to worry about getting like the hero shot hold. Like it can be. Especially if it's, I guess it's smaller fish, you've got to do the vertical with the photo. I've seen some people do where they're kind of, when they got on the bump board, they're kind of taking a selfie like that, or when it's sitting in the live well, it's to prove that you are there with the fish, right? Because if we didn't have that, your buddy could be fishing echo and entering a burbot there, and then someone else could be fishing I don't know, some reservoir in Alberta and entering a walleye there, right? And I can't see where exactly it was entered. So as far as policing that, it's just to make sure that you're actually there with that fish and staying consistent that way. So that's a pretty important one. Release video, whole point of that is to show that the fish was alive, being released. If you can try and keep your hole clean. I mean, I hate fishing with slush in my hole, so I usually have mine pretty clean there. But I mean, if the hole's all slushed up, it's pretty hard to tell that the fish actually swam away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
and we're saying a clean ice fishing hole or release hole for a couple of reasons. Is the first, so we can visually see that the fish kicks off and swims away on its own power. But then if you're putting, let's say, a big pike or a big walleye in your release hole and it's all full of slush and snow, well, then all that ice goes in the mouth and into the gills of the fish, and they can't breathe or they can't catch their breath, and it'll kind of disorientate them too. And I can't imagine it would be that good for them. So you guys want to try to avoid that. And
well, Aaron Weeb had a video with crappie showing about filling their mouth up with water, or at least closing it so it didn't get ice in it.
Very good video.
Yeah. So that's kind of one of the big things there. I don't know if you had anything else on that.
Well, just on that same topic as last year, I was fishing with a friend and went to release a nice walleye, and exactly that is what happened. He put it back in the hole, and there was a chunk of ice that our boots had, our knee had knocked into the hole, and it just happened to perfectly catch in this walleye's mouth. It was like a 30-inch walleye, and we're holding it there and like saying, not letting go or just not pushing, not doing crazy, but this fish is just, it's not doing anything. It's been like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. This fish isn't doing anything. There's no blood. So we were super confused, and we pull it out, and I look in its mouth, and sure enough, there's just this like ice chunk stuck in its throat. Pull it out, put the fish back in, shake it, and then she took right off, like no issues. So just keep that in mind when you guys are out there. And live wells. If you're by yourself and you need extra time to deal with photos and measurements and stuff, by all means, drill a live well. It really helps, but the most important thing to know with a live well is that water does go stagnant and gross, especially if you're like thawing bait in it, or if you've put a couple of fish in it, it's gonna deplete the oxygen in there. So if you're running a live well for all day, make sure you're flushing, putting some fresh, clean water in there, or just doing some sort of circulation. However you build your live well, however that means, whether you got to put your ice auger in there and spin a bunch of fresh water up into it, or use your ice scoop and just get some fresh stuff flowing, because after a few hours, those live wells do go dead. I'm saying a few hours, like 6, 8 hours, 10 hours, multiple day trips. I think that's super important, especially if you're putting multiple fish in that live well throughout the day. And keep them fresh, keep it clean.
Yeah, and an easy way to do that for some people that listen that maybe haven't drilled one, depending on the size of your auger, you can drill 5, 6, 7 holes in a row, but only drill them, I don't know, if you think about how tall a fish is, you could probably drill them 10 inches.
Yeah, 10
inches deep. And then on your last one, you can go all the way through. There's a couple ways to do it. You can go all the way through on your last one. That would help keep the water somewhat changing a bit more during the day, because I know some people will drill a separate hole away from it, and then they kind of just flush water into there with it too. If you're doing it obviously with the hole on the last one, every time you're putting that fish in there, make sure its face is the other way, so it's not faced to the hole that's going all the way down. But that kind of helps with that. And I mean, lots of these situations, you're maybe for walleye more run and gun, maybe a little more difficult. But if you're definitely setting up camp and you're going to be there, it's pretty easy to have that drilled, have your bump board, all that. And if you're not sure, Clayton Schick has quite a few videos with fish donkey tournaments where he's pretty well always got a live well ready to go there. So,
and to be fair, there's like 3 feet of ice out there now. And so if you're just fishing for walleye or burb, you just drill a hole almost a single hole all the way down almost till you punch through, and then just take your ice pick and stab, the last 2 inches of ice, a little bit of a breather, and then you have a vertical live well there, and that's gonna be just fine for anything but a 45-inch pike. But walleye and a burbot,
it might be hard to get the burb out.
You got to use your ice scoop. I got
okay.
yeah. And then I use my ice scoop too to flush the clean water in and out, just like pump it,
Yeah.
Get her flowing.
That's awesome. Just some little tips there for helping with the fish and making everything easier. There's nothing worse than trying to enter a fish and you're rushing because it's out of the water and whatnot. Like, you can take your measurement, put it back in the live well, let it breathe for a bit, take your photo, and then the release right there. It's all, you can kind of save yourself a little bit of time and make things easier. And I mean, that's just the nature of these tournaments is the entries. And obviously sometimes there's times where just whether it's technical difficulties on the entry end where you're just having trouble or didn't realize that the video ended. We had some of that last year where the video ended, but the fish hadn't gone back yet totally. So I couldn't accept it. And that's just not a DQ from the tournament, but the fish gets a 0. And even if I know it was a 30-inch walleye, but it missed the requirement of the successful release, so that's a 0 there. So so no, that's kind of some of the main things that we come across there. I don't know if I have anything too much else to add to that. Do you have anything?
I think that's pretty much it. We're looking for nice, clean, healthy releases. We want these fish to be caught next year. So
now we have to get into your opinion of how you think this year's going to go.
Oh boy. Well, last year was really freaking good, man. Like, so we had 139 participants into this tournament last year. That's including the juniors and the open. And man, there was so many big fish. I do have the numbers if you would be interested in hearing that, Logan.
Well, I just want you to tell the people first what you think they're not as good anglers this year, or
oh yeah. I think we got less fishy people this year. No. I just, with how this ice fishing season has gone, on average, from the people I talked to, how slow it's been, how finicky the bite has been, I don't see it drastically changing. I think it's going to be a tough tournament. I think it's going to be slow. I still think we're going to see a couple of really solid big fish, but as far as like an average of large fish or just average size, numbers of fish entered, I don't think we're going to see it. I don't, unless some magical thing happens and the fish are hungry and turned on. I don't know. It's just been such a slow year and finicky year.
So you're a glass half empty kind of guy.
I'm a guy that says last year was amazing and this year's gonna suck. Yeah.
See, another way to look at it is this year is sucked up until now and it has to be good at some point and we're running out of time for it to be good. So this could just be bonkers.
I really hope that's true. I really hope that's how it goes, but I think it's going to be a frickin' grind.
Oh, I should add something to the tips portion of the show that we just did before we get into last year's stuff. It's just a quick one.
Yeah. What do you got?
Because take your bump board when you go fishing. Make sure that you have that. Because I went for a full day exploring and did not have a bump board, and that was sad.
You were so excited you left it at home. I remember that. You went to Deef. It was on Deef, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the quad loaded up. We were exploring with all the Angler's Edge maps, new areas, and I was all excited. I have 2 of the musky bumper boards here, the podcast ones, and then I've got just kind of the judge style. And I didn't remember any of them. We get out there, I go to measure my first burbot. I'm like, I didn't bring it. They're both sitting in the boat. So just because I'd switch sleds around and stuff, and so don't forget that. That's pretty important.
Don't forget that.
If you're gonna remember one thing, remember that. Like I've gone to Deef and had my blades get messed up, and we didn't have an auger, and I still found someone to come drill a hole for me. So you don't even need an auger. Just make sure you have a bump board.
Yeah, that's high up there on the list of things to bring. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about how good last year was. How good was it numbers wise?
I mean, I think it was phenomenal. Like I said, 139 participants. The Grand Slam total, so biggest burbot, biggest pike, biggest walleye, was 108.5 inches. I think that's beatable, but it's not by much. That's a heck of a number. That was by Darian Vandermeulen. In the burbot category, the largest entered was 37 inches by Derwin Okimau, and 25 master angler burbot were entered last year. So that's over 28 inches. I just looked at it. Yeah. So we're saying Saskatchewan master anglers for anyone listening in Manitoba or Alberta. Some of these fish may have been caught in Alberta or Manitoba, but we're just going to run it on Saskatchewan standards. The biggest walleye was 31.75, and that was with a 1/4 inch deduction because of a mouth open. Slightly open. And that was by Lee Morin. And we had 32 walleye that were master anglers, so 28 inches and above. I think we're going to get like half that.
I think it depends how many Manitoba people enter and fish for greenbacks as far as master angler size.
Right. And then I guess we were mentioning too before we started recording is how many master anglers were caught and not entered just because they weren't in the top 5 or weren't upgrades for a lot of other people. So there's probably a lot of other fish that were caught during this tournament that weren't entered, but still 32 master angler walleye is phenomenal. And then in the pike category, the largest was 45.5, and Clayton Schick, he actually registered 2 that long, and there was a total of 21 master angler pike over 41 inches measured last year.
Well, and Jesse, I think, did you click into the youth category too?
I did not.
Yeah, so there'd be even more on.
No, because aren't they combined in the open category on the app?
That I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Oh yeah, because they need to be registered in either youth or the open.
Yeah, so when the random draws happen, I had to check both. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so with burbot here, it's not going to want to load now.
So burbot, there was 4 other master anglers in the youth category. So we're at 29 total. Pike, there was 4. So we're at 25.
What's a master angler pike? 41?
41.
Okay.
And walleye, there was only 1 master angler in the junior category. So 33. Yeah, so 33 walleye, there, 25 pike, 29 burbot. Yeah, I mean, of course I hope to see just some crazy numbers and some crazy fish. Yeah, but I think it's going to be tough. I think all year's been tough, and we're not going to see a big change in March.
Might have to add perch.
Might have to. Perch or Cisco's, sturgeon, who knows.
When I help out at the youth derby for the Moose Jaw Wildlife Federation, and every perch that gets caught comes in and gets measured, because there are all these different prizes, and like I can only imagine approving perch through this. Like the number in that tournament, the number of like 3-inch perch that I'm measuring, and then we're writing down because each kid's name gets kept track of for the perch. And it's like it is nonstop, just perch on the bump board. Like I'll have like 6 perch on the bump board and just measuring them and reading out the length. So,
But on that note, it'd probably be good to mention that we're not going to be able to verify every single fish that gets entered. So if you've been entering fish and on the Fish Donkey app, it'll be a yellow or orange unverified tag beside your name. Don't sweat it. I mean, I don't want to say if it's an important fish, we'll get to it, or it kind of just depends on how much time Logan and I have to go and sort through it. But we're really going we're gonna keep a tight monitor on, like, let's say the top 10, I guess, right, Logan? Mm-hmm. And then
when I'm really slow fishing, I just kind of go through and start verifying too. But yeah, I'm usually pretty good at the start once things are starting to trickle in, and then it kind of gets to be a lot. So like when it's out of the category, like we're way out of the question for as far as a Grand Slam or any of the top, say top 5 or top 10, I'm not going to verify it potentially. That doesn't mean that it's bad or anything like that. It's just I hadn't gone to it. And then you'll see some that it might work out that, on the first day it came in, so I verified it, and by the end of the tournament, it's in 25th spots. You're like, oh, how come this one was verified? It's just how the things work out.
Yeah.
And you can text me if you're wondering about something. I know I get lots of texts saying, hey, I just submitted my first fish, and it's not in the top whatever, but can you check it out to make sure I did stuff right? And more than happy to do that, so then for when a big one comes too. So
and we're going to try to be as consistent as we can with our judgment, but we are only human, so please keep that in mind.
But questions and concerns too, let us know. There obviously can be stuff that we miss, so like and I said, I don't think of ways to cheat, so I miss some things in the past that way that I then fixed. But
and we're gonna verify the fish, of course, that are gonna be winning the hidden length prizes and the set, the 32-inch burb, the 30-inch walleye. We're gonna make sure those fish are legit, so that those winners are
legit too. And if there's a tie for some of the hidden lengths, it's going to be the first one that was entered. That's kind of the tiebreaker for lots of these. And I usually verify those at the end once I've randomly I don't even generate the hidden lengths until after the tournament, and that's a random number generator too. And then that's when I will go through and verify to make sure it was all kosher there. So
sweet.
So that's it.
Pretty much stay tuned for weekly updates. We're going to be putting out episodes every Friday now as the tournament cracks on, and keeping people up to date with who's leading, who's winning, and any dramas,
hopefully none.
We'll be spot burning. We're going to tell everybody where the biggest fish was caught. No.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. For people that wonder, I can't see where a fish was entered from. I can guess, but I can't. I can see the same as everyone else. So.
Yeah, you're looking at the same photograph that everyone else is.
Yeah, so it's a good thing to remember there. And I guess we just have to get to what some of the people would have stayed here for. Yes,
the early bird winner draw prize random.
I'm going to share my screen here onto the Wheel of Names, random name picker.
All right, and so tell the people what you had going on there, Logan.
So this is everyone that entered before the deadline, obviously, and I've just put in the emails because this was the easiest way to get it in. We haven't done any tests or anything like that. I've put in all the emails, I shuffled them, and I'm going to hit this button, and it's going to decide who gets the custom Weekend Warriors Muskie bumper board that are hopefully in the mail.
Is my email in there? I heard you say you took yours out earlier.
I took mine out because it was at the top. I forgot to take yours out. So if you win,
sorry,
we're going to spin again.
We'll redraw.
I mean, even though you probably could use a new one.
No. I get yours. The new one, and we'll give the one that I ran over last year to the winner this year.
Yeah, it's almost like a prize possession. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess without further ado, for people that are watching, I'm going to click this, and we'll see who wins. Oh, big spin. Who's it going to be? I have no idea who's... I got to go see that. Okay, one sec. I'll go look this up here. That is... Oh, God. Is this first name, last name? It is Will McAtee.
Will McAtee. No way.
Did I say that wrong? Sorry, Will.
No, I think you were pretty close there. Will McAtee. That's exciting. That's a good friend of me and I think he already owns one. Oh shit! Well,
he might own one already. Oh, Sorry, Will, I wasn't following you back there on the podcast page, but I just shot you a follow, and you are the winner of the bump board. So I should, I'm not sure if you bought one in the, I feel like Scoobs picked one up for him. So for anyone who's looking, Will might have a bump board for sale.
That's right. He might have it for sale. Right on.
So.
Well, congratulations, Will.
Okay, that got my nerves going. I was like, who's going to win this thing?
I was excited. Made me feel like I was in the casino again.
Yeah, hopefully no one doxes Will's email there.
Yeah.
That was just shown. Yeah. There you go. There you have it. That'll be that one. I think for the we should probably do that the same way to announce the random draw prizes at the end too. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then I think I can once they win too, I think I can remove them so that they don't win. I guess maybe you should be able to win twice. I don't know. Got to decide that, like with the random draws. Maybe not. No,
I think you
only
get
win
one.
once.
You get one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, there we go. That pretty well wraps things up here. Tried to keep it short.
Yep.
We never really seemed to succeed with that, though. At
But
40-something
we
minutes
try.
here. We tried.
And we look good doing it.
Yeah, but I guess one thing we forgot to mention, I'll be sending out a text before this episode comes out, but if you are interested in a potential side pool for the Grand Slam prize, it's going to be $100 if we do it. Only people that enter the side pot can win the side pot, obviously, and it's going to be a 70-20-10 payout. Some big money potentially. I think we already have like 8 people interested or something, so that prize pool for just that would already be at $800. So we're going to send a text out about that, see how many people are interested. And yeah, I think that pretty well wraps everything up, eh?
Sounds about like the end of her, Logan.
Awesome. Well, big thanks to 13 Fishing for being the presenting sponsor of the show. Head over to the Rappahannock website, use the code Weekend Warriors, save yourself 15% off at checkout of the entire website. That's what we got for this one. Good luck to everyone fishing the tournament. Thank you to everyone who's participated, all the sponsors making it all possible. I'm looking forward to having these fish rolling in, entering some of my own, and just getting out, enjoying some nice March weather.
Yeah.
Until then.
Good luck and have fun.
There you go. Like Jesse said, until then, we will see you in the next one.